All right, your boys are back. FTS for the scrappers. We're gonna go through the results of UFC 305, Dricus versus Adesanya. Good card, great card in
Yes,
my
sir.
opinion. Fucking, it delivered. It delivered for show. And so let's just start
Yeah,
with that first fight that I actually didn't even watch. Go ahead and
all
give it.
good. I was at the gym, so I rewatched this one. Stuart Nickel looked good. Took him down, was in control. The commentators were already freaking on his nutsack. They were like, "Oh, this
Dude.
kid's young. It's his first fight in the UFC, but he's not letting the moment get to him. He's doing really good. Oh, fuck, he's in a guillotine." And then he loses the fight. So that was hilarious.
They jinxed my
Uh,
boy.
They did jinx my boy, and immediately one of my parlays were ruined because I had Stuart Nickel winning. So not off to a great night that way. Yeah, moving on to the boys. Song Kanan versus Ricky Glenn.
This was a great fight, dude. Song Kanan beat the shit out of Ricky Glenn. This was a freaking banger of a fight. But I did notice that Kanan, dude, he ain't got much of a gas tank.
Hmm.
Like he was huffing and puffing bad. Ricky Glenn,
Yeah.
he wasn't too tired, he was just beat up. He just his head movement was trash. Freaking he just kept coming in all slow and stuff with the takedowns. Like there was no setups or nothing like that. He just left himself wide open that whole fight.
Um, so yeah, I was at the gym and then I didn't rewatch this one because I just saw I went to a decision. But I was surprised that Song couldn't get the KO, right? Ricky
He was lighting
Glenn
him
on a
up.
two, yeah, on a two KO loss streak down at lightweight. So maybe that weight cut was really draining him and it was easier for him to get KO'd, you know what I mean?
Had to be.
But Kanan, Song Kanan was the lock of the card for me. So I'm glad he got the win. So good on the boy.
Yeah, it was a good fight. That was a banger of a fight. And Tom Nolan, he he's a pretty good striker. He's actually a great
Mhm.
striker. Um, Definitely took some time to get used to those takedowns though. Like
Dude,
it took him a minute.
that and I don't think he performed as a minus 1,500 favorite. Dude,
No.
there is times in that fight where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I think Reyes clipped him in the first round, and I
Yeah.
was like, this would be hilarious. Like, watch Reyes come in here and just knock this goofball out. But couldn't get it done. That was Reyes' chance in the first round. And then the second and third round, Tom Nolan was kind of just picking them apart, right? Just nice kicks. The thing was, he was throwing crazy attacks, but they wouldn't land. A lot of spinning stuff, a lot of crazy moves that looked cool, but he needs to set those up better.
Yeah. He
He
wasn't
can't just throw them
forcing
out there.
he wasn't forcing Reyes to stop the circle. Like Reyes was doing a good job of circling and staying away from all that stuff, but he was just not there. Freaking he couldn't handle the pressure. All the pressure that he was putting on him with his length and stuff, he couldn't break that freaking barrier. He couldn't get in close to grab him very well.
Mhm.
Got the when he got the takedowns though, they're pretty wide open, man. Fucking for a while. Those first two rounds, those are tough. He kept getting those takedowns. Good for Tom Nolan for being able to get back up, but he's got to be able to stop the takedowns for real.
For me, it shows that Alex Reyes just isn't like one of these like horrible fighters. I say give Alex Reyes one more chance and don't give him a guy who is going to be a minus 1,500 betting favorite over him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's get him like one fight, just throw him on the apex. Let's see what he can do. But for Tom Nolan, bro, his chin is gonna be suspect in the future. And when they put him against a better lightweight, someone who can crack again, I think he gets knocked out again, just like in his first UFC fight.
Dear
So
Lord.
yeah, I don't think he goes too far, but it was a fun fight.
Need better work on that head movement.
For real.
Jack Jenkins versus Herbert, as we expected. KO. Good on you, Jack Jenkins. Took you a second, but you whooped his ass.
Yeah, yeah. He outclassed him everywhere, right? Just beat the
Mhm.
shit out of him. This Herbert Burns guy, like if I'm in his circle, I'm like, brother, pack it up. Let's go do some combat jujitsu, or let's go do some Craig Jones, BJJ, whatever the fucks. Those stupid invitationals that they have on a Fight Pass that no one watches. Um,
Start a school,
bro,
bud. Teach
yeah,
jujitsu.
bro. This MMA shit just ain't for him, right? Like he's getting knocked around. Uh, I wish I had the stat. Jack Jenkins had to tell him to get up like what 20 times in this fight.
Yep.
He's just like, okay, get up, okay, get up.
He
Like
was pulling that Fabricio shit.
this must have broke the record of how many times Jack Jenkins beat this shit out of him. I'm glad he got the finish because you should be finishing Herbert Burns, and no one was surprised. It is what it is.
That's at least his third loss in a row, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's fought in a while, but Herbert's not very good. Yeah,
He's
I
on
think
his way.
he's
He's right on the cusp of a cut for sure.
yeah, he might be gone after that one.
And we were both wrong about this. The girl, Casey O'Neill, coming back with that UD after the layoff. Congrats. Congrats. But wasn't the most exciting fight, as you can
Um,
tell by the strikes landed.
yeah, so in my notes I wrote, I guess we should have picked the girl who's been off for 2 years, went to a split decision against Roxanne Modafferi, got absolutely destroyed by Maya. Why would we pick the 24-year-old like prospect on this huge winning streak? She's active. Um, how stupid of us to go for the 24-year-old who's active, right? Of course we should have picked Casey O'Neill because that's how MMA works. This shit makes no fucking sense. I never would have picked Casey O'Neill to win this fight. It just made no
No,
sense. Logic, like you couldn't pick her.
no. Her resume wasn't speaking win.
And then the fight starts, and immediately I'm like, okay, I'm losing this fucking bet. Like, just immediately as the fight starts, I'm like, oh, all right, I was completely wrong. Okay,
There
whatever.
goes the parlay.
Yeah, exactly.
And freaking decision for Ricardo Ramos onto this fight. What a surprise. He made it the distance, actually. Fucking, that's honestly, that's good for his future. And he beat a guy that's pretty good. It was a good, tough fight. It was a back and forth fight.
It was fucking Josh Kuliabow had him finished right by the leg kicks. I think he almost like TKO'd him with the leg kicks.
He beat
Um,
those legs up, bro.
but then like, and then he's like starts to dance, right? And then he almost starts to like mock and play into the crowd and all this. And I was like, okay, Josh is gonna get that finish now. But then almost abandons the leg kicks after that, and then makes a stupid mistake. And then now Ramos is on his fucking back. And props to Josh for not tapping to those chokes and working out of those rear naked chokes. But it was just bad decision making for Josh. He had that fight and he let that shit slip between his fucking fingers. That was all on him.
That was like straight up rookie moves right there, man. If he was a vet, like just fought that like a vet, he would have played it cool, stuck with the game plan, kept working those leg kicks, and then kept working the head. That would have been a finish.
It would have been, it
But
should have been.
but
So
freaking Ramos, he showed that composure, bro. Did what he had to do, got it to the ground, started fucking throwing, threatening them chokes and stuff like that. It was close.
it was close. When the decision was being read out, uh, I I personally would have given it to Josh, but he made that fight too damn close. You can't let it get that close, and you lost the fucking fight. And he's like shaking his head, and he's all pissed off when the decision's made. Bro, make it decisive then. You know what I
And you know
mean?
the thing is too, like you can't even really call it a robbery because he's from Australia. They're fighting in
There
Australia.
you go.
So it's like
Exactly.
if they're not, they're trying to help you.
Yeah,
As
that
we will
fool.
get to, as we will get to.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Gosh darn it, what did I tell you, bro?
Dude,
Walter
I
Walker,
know.
Walter.
Fucking Balter, bro. Dude, I hate this fool. Got that first round sub. Oh my God. I hate you even more, Tafa. Hate you even more. I was giving my faith in you. I thought you was gonna come in with those hands. Yeah, you just don't even know. You guys don't practice wrestling.
I told you. They
You just
hate it.
don't.
They hate. they hate practicing MMA. I don't know why you're in the UFC.
It's
There's
like
go kickbox, bro.
it's like they go to the gym and they just spar. That's it. They just have like standing sparring, and then that's your practice.
And then they go and hit the bag and think they're like big meech and they're
They
just
go
like
to the sushi bar and start stuffing their faces, okay?
real talk. Um Hilarious. What'd you think of the stoppage? She screamed, and then in the rule book that it came out after, in the rule book, if you do an audible scream, that's a verbal tap, which I mean,
I don't really agree with
I
that.
don't really know how to feel about that because sometimes shit hurts and it hurts for like a second or two. Remember Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira, and he's like Charles is like yanking on his fucking was it leg or arm or something, and
Yeah.
then Tony is literally like and he's fighting out of it. You let Tony go, but
It was the armbar.
I don't know. Yeah, so
Fucking yeah,
I
and
don't I don't
that
know.
shit looked like it was about to break, but like that's why it's got to. I don't really agree with it, but I can also understand like when somebody's screaming like that, you're like, oh shit, he's getting fucked up. Got to stop the fight. But that's why it's got to be in the rule book that you just fucking practice to not do that. You let it go till a tap. It's got to be solidified. There's only one way to end the fight via submission, which is tap or sleep.
Even
I
it
guess
should be
snap.
like it should be verbal. Like if you can't get the tap, you should be saying tap, 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 tap.
When
Not
has that ever happened? There's been very few situations where a guy has both arms all tangled up to the point where he can't even fucking tap.
that's very true. It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, it just
But
does.
shout
But
out to
I mean, he
Volker. I just
lost.
had a feeling. So yeah, yeah.
Like that.
Um, I don't know, dude. And then Junior like slaps him after. Oh no, I'm lagging.
I see.
Um, Junior slaps him after the fight, and I think the UFC cuts him after that.
That's true. That's true. UFC usually doesn't play around with that stuff. I mean, they don't like that shit. They really don't. Who was the last person that did something like
Yeah,
that?
it's
And
unprofessional. So
who's the last person that did something like that? I guess freaking Paul Daly did something like that, but that was way more serious. He went and tried to punch Nick Diaz right after the fight. But I mean,
it wasn't Nick Diaz. It was someone else.
he tried to punch Nick Diaz, yeah.
No, it was someone else, I think.
No,
And
I
then what was
swear.
it? Doesn't the ref like grab him after all of
Yeah,
that?
freaking it was Big Dan, bro. Dan McCartney.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Dan
Shout out to
Mergulada.
Volter.
Yep. Shout out to
Um,
Walter. You see his fucking you
this
see
was
him
vicious.
do a backflip off that shit for him. Johnny. He did a backflip off his
Uh-uh.
bench for him because he won.
I didn't see it.
It
Damn.
was pretty cool. All right. And as predicted, Carlos, bro. He came through. He's got them hands, man. Freaking I think honestly, Li Ji Liang didn't even look that bad. I don't think coming off that layoff, he didn't look too bad. He looked pretty good, and I think Carlos is just better.
Carlos is a
He's just
problem.
legit.
This He's a monster. These kids coming out of this fight camp, like we said in the video, bro, are just built different. These fighting nerds are cooking with fire, bro. Um, Too good, right? Too mean, too vicious. Very patient, right?
Not
He's
only
knocking
patient,
down.
he's like they're like aggressively patient, you know what I mean? They're still pushing that pressure, still fucking landing the combos, but they keep the distance management just so good at the same time. It's insane. It's impressive.
He's fighting like a fucking veteran in there. Like he's so comfortable. He's dropping the leech, and any normal up and comer drops the fucking leech is gonna like just wail on him and try and pounce on him. He's just like, okay, get back up. Let me see what else I can do. Boom. Um, Bro, that finish was insane.
Great.
Throws a hook, brings down his arm, boom, fucking sleeps the leech out cold. one of the most brutal KOs of the year, and then you chalk it up that the Leech has never been KO'd. My God, this kid is just an animal.
Dude, yeah, his giving him his first KO of his career. What a beast. Carlos has got some freaking he's got some talent on him. He's gonna have a good fight for his next fight for sure. He's gonna be
For
fighting
sure.
somebody good. Fucking
For
we'll have to
sure.
see. We'll have to see who's even available.
Yeah, I
170
know.
packed.
I tried to find him a match. He called out Chaos Williams. Um, this fool would be a minus 5,000 favorite over Carlos Williams. Like, I don't want to see that. We know how good he is, right? Like, let's not pussyfoot around this. This dude is a fucking monster. He's clearly top 15 level. Give this fool a top 15 person. Um,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
want to see him versus Vincente Luque. After Luque took the money and took the dive against Buckley, you know what, bro? Fuck you. You get the Carlos Prates treatment, and you're getting slumped out cold next, buddy.
That's like
That's
a
that's what
top
I want
10
to see.
fighter.
But Vincente's like, what? Who's Vincente beat? Like RDA in that horrible decision, like,
The
and then
last
what? Like
person he
Tyron
lost to was
Woodley.
Joaquin Buckley, though.
I feel like all that fool does is lose now, Vincente Luque. Um,
Yeah.
I just feel like Carlos can get a great highlight on him, and it's a name that people know. And I want to see the Leech versus Michael Chiesa, bro. Uh, it's a good matchup. Both veterans. They were supposed to fight in the past, and the Leech got done dirty here, bro. He's off a 2 year layoff, and you give me some fucking kid who's a murderer. Like, what
Give him
kind
a
of shit
straight
is that?
soldier.
Yeah, so I want to see him versus Michael Chiesa.
He beat
Um,
Michael Case's ass.
let's see it. The Leech deserves an easy fight after that one, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good fight, though. Freaking congrats to Carlos. That was dope. He's a beast.
he's a beast.
And then, as predicted over here, we got the decision. I mean, I guess we not predicted. We thought he was going to knock Tai Tuivasa out, honestly. But we knew he was going to lose. He got outclassed just so bad.
Yeah, the odds for this to go to a decision, I believe, were a minus 650.
Jeez.
So imagine just putting like you're just like, of course this doesn't go to a decision. What the fuck? Tai Tuivasa on a 4 loss, all by finish. Jarzinho's always knocking people out. If Tai wins, it's knockout. Of course, let's throw 650 just to win back the 100. That's free money, bro. That's free. Wait, it went to decision. Boom. Um, this shit makes no sense, bro. This shit has no like logic or reasoning, bro. Like, oh my goodness. By the end of the night, bro, I thought Israel Adesanya was gonna win by submission. I swear to God. Um,
Ugh.
Jarzinho, like you said, bro, outclassed him. Tai Tuivasa, the only time he looked good is when he's just pressing the action. He needed
Yeah.
to just take this fight to Jarzinho. You're over here trying to have this like clean kickboxing fight with the fucking kickboxing master. What's the game plan here, Ty? You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
yeah, I don't know what he was thinking trying to play that outside game and just like circle like that with this kickboxing dude. Like he needs to go to a camp where somebody's gonna teach him how to do like clinch work and fence work and like dirty box off the clinch and fence. Like that's where Ty fucking would shine. But I don't even know what his game plan is. He just fucking be drinking beer and going in and sparring and hitting the bag.
he's in the same goddamn camp as the Tafa brothers. They just go have sushi and come back and hit the bags and call it a fucking day, bro. Like, come on, bro. That ain't enough. Um, Ty 5 fight loss streak. Do they cut Ty or do they just give him some schmuck, some like one? Do they give him one more chance?
I'm not gonna lie though, they do be doing Ty pretty dirty. Like he's like the only dude in the UFC that be losing a fight and then be getting a higher ranked fighter after he just lost his last fight. Like, what the fuck is that? He just lost to Tybura and we're gonna have him fight Rosenstreak now? Okay. Yeah. That makes MMA math sense. Fucking guys.
Yeah. I say if I'm Ty Tuivasa, I'm almost asking the UFC to release me on some Darren Till shit. And I'm just mobbing to the BKFC. I'm going to BKFC. I'm going to be one of the BKFC's biggest fucking names. And I'm going to be knocking out these random hillbillies. And I'm going to be fucking doing shoeies. And he's going to go viral and he's going to be a huge star.
Dude,
Stop. You're not.
he might run BKFC, bro. Like that
Thank you.
heavyweight division, he might fucking just run that division.
Dude, clearly he doesn't have the dedication to do this UFC at a high level, right? Like we're done with this. We can't do this no more. So take your ass to BKFC, and I think he'll shine. I really think he'll
Dude,
shine at
he'd probably
BKFC.
be a marketing freaking piece of gold over there, dude. Just busting those shoeys out and shit in the middle of the fucking ring. Fucking yeah,
And the
he'd be a lot of fun.
and the BKFC itself is very fun, right? So I feel like both of these entities would just merge perfect. My boy Ty, get to the BKFC ASAP, bro, please.
We gotta
And
send him a
then
DM for show.
for sure. And then Jarzinho, bro, just give him Ty Bura or something. He didn't even knock out Ty, so you don't get like a huge jump after that.
Yeah,
So just
they
give him,
both beat
just give him like,
Tuivasa, make them fight each other.
there you go. All right, moving on to the upset of the night, upset of the century.
Bro,
My
this is
gosh.
like where like yeah, this is what you're talking about. We should have just not listened to logic and listened to our hearts, apparently. Like, what the fuck? Great job by Dan Hooker, dude. The fucking way he was able to stop those takedowns was great. Was really great. But
Legendary
he
performance from him.
also I mean, I felt like he pretty much got taken down a couple of times and they just didn't count it. Like he was almost down and but I would count it as a get up. Like I was saying, those get ups were there. Like where he had him like basically almost like on all fours and he just kind of worked his way back up. Like they were there all day.
Crazy to see his what is it like, just flexibility or whatever,
Hmm.
multiple times in the fight. Gamrot had one of his legs up in the air and Dan Hooker's just hopping back on one leg and then gets back to the fence and defends the takedown. Like Dan Hooker, bro, was not gonna like be denied tonight. Like this
He
fool
wasn't
was
playing no
fucking.
games.
No, he was not. He was like, I'm here to win this fight. I don't even deserve this fight, and I'm about to make the most out of it. And that's what he did. I just couldn't believe, um, I couldn't believe Gamma couldn't take him down. I literally like it was blowing my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Because I rewatched the Arman Saryukian fight with Gamma, dude, the slick entries he was hitting and just how fast he was to get to the back. And Gamrot almost looked tired too. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is not the dude who fought Arman Saryukian. No way.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking he did look a little bit off, but I think Dan
Mm-hmm.
Hooker has just been he's just on one. Honestly,
I think so too.
I think that's what it was. I think he was just on one. He was gonna win. And I
I think
mean,
so. Yep.
yeah, I mean, I guess by the numbers you would think that fucking what's his face, Gamrot should have won that fight. But that's because the control time is stupid. Like it shouldn't be that much control time if he's successfully defending all those takedowns.
Yeah, I think he had him on his back, what, like for a little in the first round. But dude, Gamma was also landing good on the feet with Hooker, but Dan literally just wouldn't be denied. He would get
Hmm.
punched with some like nice little like Gamma was throwing like the shovel uppercut, and it would tag Dan every time, but Dan would get hit by it and then just keep going. Um, Dan looked good attacking that body, got Gamma tired, defended all the takedowns, won the split decision. What a legend, bro. The UFC probably busted immediately when they heard that fucking decision. They're like, yo, no way. Um,
But
we
yeah,
get we get Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. That's what this fight means. We get Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. Mark my fucking words. Either as a 5 round like main event on the road somewhere, UFC fight night, or I say throw this bitch in a fucking who cares? Make up another BMF belt. They're all stupid and fake anyways. They both deserve it. Fucking Gaethje versus Dan Hooker. for the new BMF belt. Just run it, bro. I can't wait for that fight.
They could put him on an undercard of another good title fight, another heavyweight title fight, and just have it a 5 rounder fucking
Co-main.
co-main. I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
surprised. I'd be down for that.
Hell yeah.
We're into the era of tatted out Dan Hooker and shit like that. He's fucking coming with one.
He's on his Charles Oliveira shit, bro. He's on that. So that's the fight, right? So you either it's all good news. We get Dan Hooker versus Charles Oliveira or Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje. Banger, banger, bangers.
Dude, and
And
I
I'm
think
almost picking him
he,
in
he
those fights. He
beat
looks so good.
he beats Charles in my mind. If he can stop the takedowns from Gamma, I don't see fucking Charles getting him down, and I don't think Charles will be able to hang with the stand up for sure. Well, maybe he might be able to hang with the stand up, but not with the power. I think he's way more
Hmm.
powerful than fucking Charles for sure.
Yeah, great news for the division. I can't wait to see what we get. And then Gamrot, ugh, that is not good for him. He's gonna have to fight now, and I already know. Clearly, the UFC doesn't like this guy, and but he was fun this fight. So don't push him too down the rankings. But Gamrot, bro, he's gonna have to pull some Bilal Muhammad 8 fight win streak if he ever thinks he's gonna sniff that title ever again.
Yeah, because his style, I mean, or he's just gonna have to start knocking fools out. Like he's gotta quit that freaking nut riding style.
Impossible. Another huge upset. Crazy.
Bruh, like I was saying, too small. Fucking A. I guess just
Fucking
he heard
eh.
me, bro. He heard me talking and he was like, all right, son, you be talking all that shit. He just came
My
in with
boy,
that overhand, slept him, dude. That was
brutal.
unexpected power from the low man for sure.
Hell yeah, my boy putting it down for the short kings. Shout out Kai Kara France. Um, Holy shit. Steve Ursay goes to 5 rounds with Pantoja. Kai Kara France. I'll get it done in one. What an absolute animal, dude. Um, I
This
was so
might set
impressed.
up Kai Car France Pantoja too.
They fought already?
They fought in the Ultimate Fighter, bro.
No.
Yeah. Fucking
Oh, that's
pretty sure
awesome.
Pantoja beat him, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's the fight. You don't knock out the guy who just fought for a title in the first round and don't get a title shot, right? So that's the fight. Let me see Kai Car France.
I mean, it's a pretty
And
thin division anyways.
and after that, I can't pick Pantoja. Give
I-
me Kai Car France, baby.
He's gonna
Kai
come
Car
in and
France.
with that nuke.
Bro, Kai Car France, flyweight champion in his next fight, guaranteed. I will be putting a bet on this boy because that was just insane. Bro. The power on this at that division. I doubt Usyk's ever been KO'd like that. My God.
Oh, I think that's the
Too
first time
good
he's been finished.
for real.
I think so.
Okay, so then we got the Leech popped his cherry last night, and Urseg popped his cherry last night. Anybody can get finished just because you never been finished, bro. On any day your ass can get slept. Great performance. Shout out to the boy Kai Kara France.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Keep up that training.
For real, that boy know what he's doing. All right.
Right. On to the main event of the night. It was a good fight. I thought it was a great fight, honestly. Freaking it was really back and forth. Dricus was able to get him down when he needed to. I was surprised by Israel's Adesanya's ability to get up when he was able to, dude. I was like, oh shit, you've been working on your grappling. I thought like
Looks
Dricus was able to get him down, that was it. But nah, he came to fight for sure. He didn't. Dricus didn't beat a. I wouldn't say it was like a prime Izzy, but it was definitely not a fully rusted Izzy. He was ready to fight.
I think this Israel Adesanya beats nearly anyone else in the division. Izzy looked really good. I thought Izzy was gonna finish him, honestly. Um, when the fight was progressing, he's opening up more to the body, right? He's ripping those fucking hooks to
Dude,
Duplessis' body because Duplessis keeps the high guard. Fucking perfect. Um, I thought it was going to be downhill for Duplessis breathing super hard, but he's always breathing hard.
yeah.
And like I said in our fucking prediction, it's only going to take one punch. Dricus landed one punch, one left hook on the side of the head, and changed the whole fucking fight. One punch, Izzy's rocked, and he's just on his ass. He just wasn't gonna let him recover. And man, wailing on him, wailing on him, wailing on him. And then dude gets that choke. Dricus is too crazy. He's too
And
mean. He's too
dude, what it was, this was his fucking weird long arms, bro. Fucking eventually Izzy underestimated how far he was away from him and fucking forgot he's got these fucking weirdly long arms and he just got dink.
and we
Like,
predicted that. We
and he's
predicted
got
exactly that.
unpredictable power.
Yeah, we predicted Izzy always does the fadeaway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just like we said, DDP does it, and Izzy thinks he's out of range. Nope. Boom, still gets touched by it. Oh man. What a war, right? Usually these fights would go to a boring decision, right? Like it's so heated. Oh, they hate each other. But damn, they fucking showed out both of them and they both looked really good.
And they showed respect for each other after too. I appreciate that. You know, they squashed whatever it was. They showed respect for each other as fighters and as, you know, both being African in different
Mm-hmm.
ways. They both respected that at the end. That's what's up. And freaking yeah, dude, fucking Dricus, exactly like he said. He puts on the show. He goes for that finish all the time and he got it.
I heard something where it's like Dricus is always trying to finish the fight. Like he's not trying to just survive. Like,
Hmm.
some fighters just get into this mode where they're like, fuck it, bro. Let's just get to the decision. Maybe I'll win the decision. Dricus is always looking for the finish 100% of the time. Everything that fool does is to hurt you and to finish the fight. Uh, One of the most entertaining middleweights I think we've ever seen ever. This dude is all action.
Yeah.
So entertaining. I fucking loved this fight. I loved the scrambles, like you said. Izzy looked so good getting up. Um, dude, I thought Izzy had him. I really did. And then just out of nowhere, DDP grabs that fight, man.
No, yeah,
Absolute beast.
it was a great fight. That was a dope fight. Freaking props to both of them. I wonder who they're gonna give Izzy next, honestly. I wonder who he's gonna fight next. He might have to fight somebody like Cannoneer again or some shit. Fucking cost. No, think they make him fight Whitaker? That would be
Nah, so
fuck
the rumor the
for
rumor
Whitaker.
around town, the rumor around town is Yuri Prohaska is dropping to 185. Only makes sense. We get the last style bender versus Yuri Prohaska.
How's Yuri
Mamma mia.
how's Yuri gonna make 185? That fool looks big as fuck.
He does, but he says he's not. He said he could make it, especially
He
with the
says he's
UFC
not.
PI. Bro, the UFC PI told you, bro, they got the wizards in there. They have you be eating the weirdest little shits and then you drop crazy weight. Um, that's the fight. Yuri Prohaska, Israel Adesanya, 185 before this year ends. Probably if they
December.
can, throw it on that MSG card with John Jones. Since John Jones is best friends with Israel Adesanya now, let's make that the feature fucking fight. Israel Adesanya, Yuri Prohaska. Oh, mega excitement. I'm busting everywhere watching that shit. And then Dricus du Plessis. I don't know about you. I do not care about that Strickland fight. I don't want to watch that.
But
I
it has
I
to
don't.
happen
Why?
because it was a close fight.
Fuck, dude, we got Hamzat versus Whitaker. You telling me if Hamzat finishes Whitaker, we don't do Hamzat versus DDP?
I mean,
Come on.
the UFC might do that. They don't really give a fuck. They kind of just do whatever they want. If they feel like
Like,
that's gonna make the money, that's what they'll do.
yeah, they're
That'd be,
liars, right?
yeah.
So,
I mean, that would be a
uh,
good fight too, though. Freaking Hamzat's wrestling against DDP's wrestling, that'd be interesting. And I think Hamzat might have better striking than DDP.
I hate you for saying that. DDP sleeps, I'm guaranteed.
Dude, but his striking's like, I mean, he's more orthodox, I guess. And in that sense, he's better. But I think it would turn into a grappling match, honestly.
I just think that is just way more entertaining. It'd be a way better buildup. We've already seen the Strickland fight. Yeah, it's close, but dude, like, do we have to lie to ourselves and gaslight ourselves into thinking we like Sean Strickland fights? Like, are we still doing this in 2024? Like, it was cool that he made fun of Israel Adesanya and he was doing all that stuff, making fun of, the lefties and the woke shit. And yeah, he's so cool. Bruh, his fights suck. His fights
Bro,
suck.
we're
I
all
hate
just
watching
we're
him
all
fight.
just hoping that one day he's gonna fight like he does in his sparring matches. Okay, that's just what everybody's holding on to. Okay, we're just holding on to those fucking sparring videos and that somehow shining into the octagon.
This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna book the Drickus rematch, but we're gonna do it in Sean Strickland's gym, and we're gonna tell him it's just a 5 round sparring match, and we'll just have the most entertaining fight of all time. That's the only
Dude,
way we're gonna
it'd
get
be
it
a
done.
banger.
It would be a banger. That'd be crazy. Um, all right. Well, those are our thoughts. Great night of fights, bad night of betting, but whatever.